a little funky in this, I think we echo a little bit. It's a little weird, so just bear with us. We'll try to be as loud as we can. If you can't hear in the back, like put up your hand or something and let us know. We'll try to get a little louder. I want to welcome everybody to the 81st Annual Cal Awards. And we are so glad that we could sneak in this in-person event despite the COVID BA.2.12.1 wave and monkeypox. First, I'd like to congratulate all of this year's finalists. It's a treat to be here with so many talented writers. Second, I'd like to wish all the dads here a happy Father's Day. Even the cat or dog daddies among us. And we hope you've had a chance to celebrate today with your families as well as be here with us. We are going to start off our celebration by honoring our 2022 Lifetime Achievement Award winner. And here to introduce him is former Cal President Doug Hawk.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It's a real pleasure to get to introduce Bruce Most, who's a good friend and a hell of a writer. Bruce joined Cal in 1979, and he has been a part of the organization, an integral part of the organization for all these years. When I first joined in the late 80s, he was one of the first people I met. And I was immediately on the board because I was new and I didn't know any better. And they said, we have an opening. But he welcomed me and he helped me get through. And over the years, he has just been a mainstay. He's been Cal President, Vice President. Several years he was the awards chair. He's been the historian. And he's always been present. He's at our meetings, he's always the one of them there who's welcoming new members, and you know it's just a very he's a very kind of warm and open guy. Bruce is also, and this is something that I'm really jealous of, he's one of those writers who, unlike a lot of us, didn't. Have you lost me? Okay. He's one of those writers that didn't have to have a day job. His day job was writing. And he wrote from home, and he wrote, most of his work went with the Financial Planning Association, I believe. And he wrote over 1,000 articles for them, for their magazine. He was the editor. And some of those are in the Encyclopedia of Financial Planning now. He also did freelancing for TV Guide, Parade Magazine, Popular Mechanics, and other magazines over the years. So Bruce is just one of those writers, and it was a privilege to nominate him, and I'm really glad that he has got this award. So, Bruce.
Even though all my friends know that I'm a pretty big talker, I did prepare a speech and I'll be very brief. I just, whoop, is that better? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. I just want to say I'm really honored to receive this award. And as Doug said, the Authors League's been a big part of my life. I've met several writers here who I've known for literally decades. Met a lot of my writer friends over the years from being involved in Cal. I learned a lot from programs. I got jobs by knowing people within Cal. And so it's just been a special part of my life as a writer. And again, I thank you very much for honoring me.
What you love to see? Next up, we have Lori Marr Wasmond, who is going to introduce our Author Advocate Award winner.
Thank you, Jody. And thank you all for being here today. I'm pleased to introduce Kevin Simpson. Would you please stand? Cal's author advocate of 2022. Kevin has deep roots in our writing community. He covered the Nuggets for the Rocky Mountain News before moving to the Denver Post. There he spent 33 years working as a writer and columnist. He left the Post in 2018 to start the Colorado Sun with several of his colleagues. Kevin created Sunlit, a weekly feature within the Sun to enhance a shared sense of community through literature. Sunlit highlights Colorado-connected authors by publishing excerpts and interviews. Cal is a proud sponsor of Sunlit. Come on, Kevin.
I'll try to be brief too. I had a long speech here, but I can see that we don't need that today. But first of all, I'd like to thank Barb and Jody and really the entire Colorado Authors League for this very kind recognition. It's really an honor for me to share the title of Author Advocate with giants like Joyce Meskis, Josephine Jones, Nicole Sullivan, and so many others who have carved out careers in service to writers. I'm sort of the Johnny-come-lately to the literary space, but it's been a joy to meet so many talented writers who also happen to be unfailingly some of the most kind-hearted folks I've had the pleasure to work with. So again, thank you very much. On just a little bit more. If you followed the Colorado Sun over the last going on 4 years now, you know that we've always talked a lot about community and the things that bind us together. And certainly when we look at the news, there's plenty that seems to divide us. But we've always held to the idea that we're all part of the rich cultural tapestry that defines Colorado. News stories obviously provide the framework for how we share with readers, not only what's going on and who we are as a state, and I don't mean to brag, but I think we've got one of the brightest collections of talent, reporters, writers that you'll find anywhere in America. They all know journalism and how to do it right. But from day one, we've also recognized that there's another community within Colorado. And I'm looking at all you literary brothers and sisters throughout the state and beyond. Authors also tell the story of us in so many different ways, sometimes through their own style of journalism, sometimes through fiction, through poetry, through the myriad ways that published words inform us, educate us, and entertain us. So I asked myself a question: how could we make that a part of the Colorado Sun? When Larry Rickman, one of the Sun's co-founders, along with me and 8 others, we sat in his office back in 2018 when we were still at the Denver Post and just sort of plotting our little adventure here. And we brainstormed what we thought a new online publication might look like. And one of the first ideas that I jotted down was that I wanted to include some sort of literary element to the Colorado Sun. I wasn't sure what it would look like, but the easy part was figuring out a name for it. Once we went through dozens of possible names for our publication and settled on the Colorado Sun, the name for our little literary feature pretty much wrote itself as Sunlit. From there, it's just a matter of figuring out what we can do with limited staff There were 10 of us, and of course our priority was news. But Sunlit became something that I would kind of cobble together while also trying to do stories, editing, and a variety of tasks that we all had to do as part of a new startup. And one of the things you may not know, that one of your now former members played an important role in shaping Sunlit. Mark Stevens, an author who I got to know as a friend and colleague at both the Rocky Mountain News and the Denver Post, was kind enough to meet me for coffee multiple times and hash out how we could connect readers with Colorado Connected Authors in the most efficient way. And from those conversations emerged the basic structure of what you've seen for the last nearly 4 years. A collection of now upwards of 200 excerpts and interviews with Colorado Connected Authors. So if you enjoy Sunlit and run into Mark Stevens, please buy him a beer. So we're trying to grow and improve as we continue on. And as word about Sunlit has spread, I've started receiving pitches from Colorado Connected Books that sometimes, for whatever reason, fall through the cracks of the awards framework that we currently use with Colorado Humanities and with the Colorado Authors League. So we're trying to include more of them in the mix. And for the last couple of years, we've teamed up with the state's mystery writers to invite our readers to submit entries to their 6-word mystery contest. Anybody here do that? Yeah, okay, oh, we got some participants. Because sometimes you just need to have fun, right? And it's been just a really fun thing for us to do. And most recently, we've connected with some bookstores around the state that on a rotating basis have their staff members offer suggestions for our readers' next great read, something to keep on the nightstand. So it's been an amazing ride these last few years, and we hope we can continue to connect our readers with Colorado's thriving literary community. So let me wind up here by saying thank you to all of you for your continued support of the Sun, but most of all, to your commitment to your craft. Colorado is much the richer for it. Thank you very much.
We'd like to give you just this token to remember the day, remember our honoring of you. So
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you, Doug, Bruce, and Kevin for your contributions to and the support of Cal over the years. I want to talk for just a few minutes about the power of us. Hashtag from me to we. There's a lot of talk in the country today about unions. And no matter what you think about unions, there's no doubt that there is power in numbers. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. There are so many reasons that writing groups form, but the Colorado Authors League isn't just a social group, a helps group, or even a networking group, even though we do all those things. Cal, as a combined force of individuals, is an amplifier, sending and multiplying the news of our writing into the reading world. Or at least it could be, if everyone got on board and grabbed the mic with me. I promote a book a day on Facebook and Twitter, as well as posting about book signings, book launches, and special promotions. And Mary Johnson is promoting Cal on Instagram. This month, because I've been promoting all the finalists, has been a study in the reach we can have all the time on Facebook. Most posts reach 20 to 40 people. A couple of shares can double or triple that. We had one post this month with 10 shares that reached over 1,200 people. That's just 10 people grabbing the mic and sending the news in different directions. What if all 300 Cal members did that every single day? In the last 30 days, our Facebook page has reached nearly 6,000 people, largely because we are touting the awards. But we don't have to wait for award season to make that happen. We have the power to do that every month. And I know not everyone is on Facebook, but if you are, I encourage you to make a habit of looking up the Cal page. Don't wait until you happen to see a Cal post. Share posts every single time you log on. Every single time. I do. I'm promoting you every single day, so I know you can too. If you're on Twitter, share Twitter posts. If you're on Instagram, share Instagram posts. If you have a newsletter, give a shout out to Cal authors and great Cal books. When you're having conversations with real live people, tell them about the wonderful book you just read. Write reviews on Amazon, then copy and paste them to Goodreads and BookBub. In other words, whatever you wish someone would do for you as an author, do for someone else. That's how we get a light snow of information to turn into a blizzard that grabs the state's and even the country's attention. One of our board members was asked recently at a conference, what makes Cal different than other great writing organizations in Colorado? And while the short answer is that we only admit published writers, the long answer is that we are a united force promoting each other's books, along with our own, to create a sensation in the reading world. Our combined energies make the writers in other states wish they lived in Colorado, just so they could be a part of what we've got. At least that's my dream. So come on, everybody, grab the mic. Make some noise for each other. It's always more attractive and more effective than blowing your own horn. Together, we're stronger, we're smarter, and we're more visible. Together, we're the Colorado Authors League! And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, Lori Mara-Wasman, who's Cal's membership director, and Claire Fishback, our new Cal's award director, will help me with the presentation of the awards.
Thank you, Jody, and thank you all for being here. Just to let you know how powerful Cal is and how much we are growing and gaining and acquiring reputation and members. I admitted 5 new members this week alone. This week. Keep putting the word out there and keep sharing online as much as you can. It's a privilege to be asked by Cal to present the awards for excellence in writing this year, and it's a joy to be together in person, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful to be able to see people? As the gracious writer Anne Lamott says, writing and reading decrease our sense of isolation. They deepen and widen and expand our sense of life. They feed the soul. When writers make us shake our heads with the exactness of their prose and their truths, and even make us laugh about ourselves or life, our buoyancy is restored. We are given a shot at dancing with, or at least clapping along with, the absurdity of life, instead of being squashed. It's like singing on a boat during a terrible storm at sea. You can't stop the raging storm, but singing can change the hearts and spirits of the people who are together on that ship. So today we're celebrating those who have taken their shot at dancing, clapping and singing, and feeding the souls. Congratulations to all who have entered the Colorado Authors League Writing Awards, and to all finalists and winners today. We'll start with the awards for the short categories of articles, essays, poems, and short stories. Please note that all 2022 finalists will be announced in alphabetical order. And would all finalists please stand when they hear their name? In the category of articles, the finalists are Penny Rafferty Hamilton, celebrating our female history makers. Jenny MacDonald, The Comical Hodgepodge. Kay-Ann Short, In the Land of Sky Blue Weather, The Mystery of the Bluebird Club photo album. This year's award goes to Kay-Ann Short, In the Land of Sky Blue Weather, The Mystery of the Bluebird Club photo album. Finalists in the category of essays, general commentary are Joan Elise Mickle, Wienermobile MV, R. Gary Ram, Starlings, Fascinating Garden Variety Dinosaurs, Carol Ann Wilson, Fireworks in Hong Kong. The winner is Carol Ann Wilson, Fireworks in Hong Kong. For essays personal, the finalists are Diane Blomberg, Before Lunch, Petra Perkins, Cannot Be Seen Nor Even Touched, Petra Perkins, Ms. Susie and Mom, Correspondence from the Trenches. Congratulations to the winner, Petra Perkins, Ms. Susie and Mom, Correspondence from the Trenches. Umberto Eco said, "To survive, you must tell stories." This speaks to our next categories, single poem and short story. In the category of single poem, the finalists are Dan Gunther, Reflections Along the Thames Estuary, Jenny MacDonald, Sea Glass, Valerie Zarek, Indigenous. The winner is Valerie Zarek, Indigenous. Finalists in the category of short story are Joy Porcelli, Parachute Drop, John E. Stiff, Flor Phyllis, Robert G. Williscroft, Reality Hack. This year's award goes to Joy Porcelli, Parachute Drop. Joy couldn't be with us today. By the way, those who are not with us today, their awards will be mailed to them. From Kurt Vonnegut comes this wisdom. Here is a lesson in creative writing. Do not use semicolons. All they do is show you've been to college. As we know, it isn't just what's inside a book that matters. The complete presentation, including cover art and graphics, also serves our readers. Our next categories will recognize those who create and design. For book cover design, Juvenile, the finalists are Doug Cosper, Anna Cosper designer, On Wings of Wonder, Anna Maria Crum, E is for Eucharist, Cheryl Nafusi, Feelings Are Friends. And our winner is Anna Maria Crum, E is for Eucharist, story by Claudia from Joanna.
You have to make it come all the way up here so they get you on film. Congratulations.
Madeline L'Engle wrote, "You have to write the book that wants to be written. And if the book will be too difficult for grown-ups, then you write it for children." Which leads us to our next category. In children's picture book, just a second. Children's picture book, the finalists are Claudia Cangela McAdam, The Christmas Light, Dolly Viscardi, All Around Dogs. This year's award goes to Dolly Viscardi, All Around Dogs. Finalists in the category of book cover design adult are Tristan Bowersocks, Red Rabbit on the Run, John Ravens, Terry Dugan designer, Defined by Fire, Sherry Cobb South, Death Can Be Habit Forming. This year's award goes to John Ravens, Defined by Fire, cover designer Terry Dugan. And sadly, John couldn't be with us today. Now we'll move on to the categories for longer works of nonfiction, collections, and fiction. Carl Sagan once defined books this way. A book is made from a tree. It is an assemblage of flat, flexible parts, still called leaves, imprinted with dark pigmented squiggles. One glance at it and you hear the voice of another person, perhaps someone dead for thousands of years. Across the millennia, the author is speaking, clearly and silently, inside your head, directly to you. Writing is perhaps the greatest of human inventions, binding together people, citizens of distant epochs who never knew one another. Books break the shackles of time, proof that humans can work magic. In the category of general nonfiction, the finalists are Matt Billy of Books and Beasts, a cryptozoologist's library, Mike Pock, Colorado Springs Then and Now, celebrating 150 years, Julie Vick, Babies Don't Make Small Talk, So Why Should I? The Introvert's Guide to Surviving Parenthood. Congratulations to the winner, Matt Billy of Books and Beasts, a cryptozoologist's library. Sadly, Matt informed us earlier this morning that he is ill, so he did not make it today. Finalists in the category of historical nonfiction are Susan Fletcher, The Glen Eyrie Story, Penny Rafferty Hamilton, 101 Trailblazing Women of Air and Space, Aviators and Astronauts, Joan Jacobson, Colorado Phantasmagorias, a mashup of biography, fantasy, and travel guide. The winner is Joan Jacobson, Colorado Phantasmagorias, a mashup of biography, fantasy, and travel. For nonfiction biography, memoir, the finalists are Lou Dean, The Amazing Grace of Dogs, Todd Faunestock, Ordinary Magic, Petra Perkins, Full Circle, a hands-on affair with the first Ferrari 250 GTO. Congratulations to the winner, Todd Faunestock, Ordinary Magic. From the inimitable Mark Twain, substitute damn every time you're inclined to write very. Your editor will delete it, and the writing will be just as it should be. Finalists in prose collection are Jerry Fabianic, Food for Thought, Essays on Mind and Spirit; Claire L. Fishback, The Doll Room and Other Stories; Constance Studer, Queen of the Sugar House. This year's award goes to Jerry Fabianic, Food for Thought, Essays on Mind and Spirit.
Congratulations. Don't drop it.
Joey Harjo wrote of poetry. When I began to listen to poetry, it's when I began to listen to the Stones. And I began to listen to what the clouds had to say. And I began to listen to other. And I think most importantly for all of us, then you begin to learn to listen to the soul of yourself in here, which is also the soul of everyone else. This leads us to our next category. In poetry collection, the finalists are Art Elser, A High Plains Year in Haiku; Art Elser, It Begins in Silence, Ends in Grace; Joseph Hutchison, Under Sleep's New Moon. The winner is Joseph Hutchison, Under Sleep's New Moon.
We're gonna mail a lot of trophies.
Now we move to fiction. We write to taste life twice, in the moment and in retrospect. Anna Eastman. Finalists in the category of juvenile are Todd Mitchell, The Namer of Spirits; Linda L. Osmondson, Bonnie in Between; Jessica Spear, BFF or NRF, Not Really Friends, A Girl's Guide to Happy Friendships. The winner is Linda L. Osmondson, Bonnie in Between. In YA, the finalists are M.J. Evans, The Sand Pounder, Love and Drama on Horseback in World War II; Bruce Leaf, Sea Change; Kendra Merritt, A Matter of Blood. This year's winner is Kendra Merritt, A Matter of Blood. For mainstream literary, the finalists are Claire Ibarra, Fragile Saints; Bob C., Dad; Kathy Taylor, Trees and Other Witnesses. This year's award goes to Bob C., Dad. The finalists in romance are Jody Bowersocks, Red Rabbit on the Run; Iona Morrison, Searching for Closure; Ginny Rifkin, Undercover Outlaw. Congratulations to the winner, Iona Morrison, Searching for Closure.
Iona's not here.
The fantasy and sci-fi writer Neil Gaiman says, I suspect that most authors don't really want criticism, not even constructive criticism. They want straight out, unabashed, unashamed, wholesome, informed, naked praise arriving by the shipload every 15 minutes or so. And now for our next categories. In paranormal, the finalists are L.R. Braden, Demon Riding Shotgun, Claire L. Fishback, The Gorging of Souls, Iona Morrison, As the Page Turns. This year's winner is L.R. Braden, Demon Riding Shotgun. Finalists in sci-fi fantasy are Wendy L. Anderson, Rapunzel's Tower, L.R. Braden, Demon Riding Shotgun, K.M. Merritt, Magic and Misrule. The winner is L.R. Braden, Demon Riding Shotgun. This year's finalists in epic fantasy are Todd Fahnestock, Khyven the Unkillable, B.G. Franklin, Aslan, The Rise of the Mountain God, B.G. Franklin, Aslan, The Shattered Accord. Congratulations to the winner, Todd Fahnestock, Khyven the Unkillable. Now a category that is close to my own heart. Terry Pratchett wrote, I read anything that's going to be interesting, but you don't know what it is until you've read it. Somewhere in a book on the history of false teeth, there'll be the makings of a novel. The next finalists are probably nodding their heads at that. In historical fiction, our finalists are Jeanette Manetti, The Only Way Home, Sherry Cobb South, Death Can Be Habit Forming. The winner is Jeanette Manetti, The Only Way Home. As far as I'm concerned, you can't beat a good whodunit. The twists and turns, the clues and the red herrings, and then finally the satisfaction of having everything explained to you in a way that makes you kick yourself because you hadn't seen it from the start. That's Anthony Horowitz writing about our next category, mystery. The finalists in Cozy Mystery are Karen Gilliland, Diamond in the Desert, Cynthia Kuhn, How to Book a Murder. The winner is Cynthia Kuhn, How to Book a Murder. And unfortunately, Cynthia is not here today. In mystery, the finalists are Jody Bowersox, Red Rabbit on the Run, Margaret Mizushima, Striking Range, A Timber Creek Canine Mystery, Patricia Raybon, All That Is Secret, and Annalise Spain Mystery. This year's award goes to Jody Bowersox, Red Rabbit on the Run. In thriller, finalists are Sue Hinken, The Mermaid Broker, Sherry Cobb South, Death Can Be Habit Forming, Robert G. Williscroft, Operation Arctic Sting. Congratulations to the winner, Sue Hinken, The Mermaid Broker. And finally, if there's a book you really want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. That's Toni Morrison. This concludes the awards portion of our ceremony. If all the finalists and winners would please stand again, let's give another round of applause.
Well, congratulations, everybody. I'd like to thank, before we go, a few retiring board members for their years of service to Cal. Dan Ginsberg has served as awards chair for several years and has been our graphics design guy, creating flyers, advertisements, new logos, and tweaking old ones. He has printed award certificates and sent out hundreds of book stickers whenever anyone asked. Thanks, Dan, for the many hours you've given to Cal. Barb Lundy has been a part of Cal for nearly 18 years. She too has served as the awards chair, most recently in promotions, as well as sitting in the big chair of Cal's president from May of 2018 to October of 2021, taking Cal from around 250 to over 300 members during her tenure. She also took Cal from a position of debt to having money in the bank. Barb's encouraging nature has touched all of us who worked with her on the board, and I know she has touched many of you all as well. For me, she started out as the new president, but she soon became a partner and a close friend. Barb, you will be dearly missed to our meetings. And while you may be retiring from the board, you are not allowed to retire from our phone calls. Let's give Dan and Barb another round of applause. Well, we can't have people retire without welcoming some new people onto the board. I've already mentioned that Claire Fishback has helped me with the trophies, will be our new awards director starting in July. She did fabulous, as Vanna White here. Along with Michelle Packard will be our new promotions director, and Connie Senior, who did all the help here with the food. She was amazing. She's going to be our new event director. Thank also our current board members, Lori Marr Wasmond, who is our membership director, Stephanie Krepfel, secretary, Robert Williscroft, treasurer, and Todd Fonestock, at large. I always say he's at large and in charge. If you're here, board members, stand up a minute so we can all appreciate your willingness to give of your time to keep the wheels of Cal rolling. I'd also like to thank Denver Wedding Rentals for setting us up with tables, chairs, and tablecloths, Synergy Videography for filming our event, my son Tristan Bowersocks, who's been taking some pictures, and as soon as I'm done yakking at you, he will set up over by our banner. Where is our banner? Oh, okay, I see it. Over by our banner, set over there. You can get your picture taken with your award, and he'll do that for you. Feel free to mingle a little while, but if you're still here at 6 o'clock, you're going to help us strike the set. That's all you're doing. The Lifetime Achievement video celebrating Bruce Most's writing career is being put together by Denny Dressman and James Wolfe. We'll be announcing a YouTube party as soon as it's finished. You can blame Bruce for going out of the country right when he wanted to make his video, okay? But when it gets done, we'll make a big deal out of it and have a fun YouTube watch party. All the finalists, certificates, and book stickers we actually have here today. So if you can, Claire and Barb will kind of work on passing those out. So if you're a finalist, come get your certificates. We also have flyers available right there in that package. Open it up, Claire. Yes, right there. We have flyers available that have the winners and the finalists on it as sort of a program for today, an announcement. Yeah, so you can take those with you and put those in your scrapbook, whatever you do with stuff like that. So leave any books on the table that you are willing to donate to Colorado Literacy. Please help us out by tossing your trash. And we just want to thank you all for coming. I hope you've enjoyed reconnecting with old friends and meeting new ones.